What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is to talk about player ratings. Arsenal versus BATE, where Arsenal won 3-0. Now, much like I said in my review with Ola, which if you've not seen, please go check it out. I felt like it was a functional performance. It wasn't particularly outstanding. To be honest, at times it was downright boring. But, you know, I thought the first half we were definitely better than we were in the second half. Second half, it was just like, oh, all right, just get one more goal and kill this. We got that goal. And you know what? To be honest with you, it was the kind of job done. It was almost a performance where we didn't need to particularly get out of third gear to beat these guys 3-0. Whereas last week we were stuck on gear 1. At least we engaged second and third gear this week. And job done. And that's the most important thing. We're in the hat for the last 16 in a competition that we can actually win, and in a competition that allows us to be able to achieve Champions League football. You know, these are the objectives. This is what we must do. In terms of the player ratings, I've got to admit, I didn't think there was anyone that was amazing. And I'm going to explain my reasons why going into these player ratings. So let's start off with Petr Cech. Petr Cech was alright. It's fine. Kicking still crap. But aside from that, I don't think he really had to do a lot. He wasn't really under pressure. Throughout both legs, really, he hasn't really been under that much pressure. I felt like the goal in BATE couldn't do anything about. Today he kept a clean sheet, by hook or by crook. So yeah, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. It was fine. Right back, Lichtsteiner. I actually thought Lichtsteiner played well. I didn't mention that in my review. I kind of regret that. There was one annoying opportunity he did have where the one contribution Mickey did actually make, he hit it down to the right and Lichtsteiner just fell over. And I thought, oh, great, just when I thought you were doing well. But to be fair, he cleared one off the line. And I thought really moved forward well. I thought he was a constant threat. Yeah. It is BATE. It is BATE. But yeah, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. Squadron Mustafi, before you guys say it, I actually thought was reasonably good today. Scored a good goal. Reasonably solid. Got a clean sheet. Give him a 7 out of 10. Well done, Squadron. Lauren Kashani, before he came off, I thought was pretty good. Didn't do much wrong. Was obviously started the night as captain before handing it over to Mesut. And yeah, I thought he did well before he came off. I think if he'd finished the game, I'd also be sat here giving him a 7. As it is, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Monreal. I thought Monreal did well. I saw some criticism of him today on Twitter, but I do think long term we probably do need at least one left back in the summer. But for now, I thought he was fine. I thought he did pretty well. All in all, I'll give Monreal, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he was fine. Yeah, there were a couple of times he got put on the back foot a little bit. I got caught wrong side of his opponent, but Monreal's always had that in his game. What he's quite good at doing, I wouldn't necessarily say he's the best reader, but he's an excellent recoverer. And he doesn't often make the same mistake during that game. So for me, 7 out of 10. Let's go with the central midfielders. I thought Guendouzi was really good. I know he had a lot of people on his back and did overplay the ball a couple of times, but I thought largely it was really good. I've revised my initial score because initially I was going to give him an 8. I don't necessarily think he was 8 worthy. I'll give him a 7 because I try not to do halves where I can help it. Really, it was a 7.5 performance. But yeah, I'll go with 7.5. Fuck it. Granit Xhaka, yeah, I thought did all right. I think they gave Xhaka a lot of respect, so he was able to initially dictate the. I thought some of the passing was off though. Some of it was off, but then there were a couple of times where I actually thought he did reasonably well. You can't knock the fact that he got 2 assists. I didn't think they were necessarily amazing corners, but here's where I give Xhaka and Emre all the credit in the world. They recognised it was a big problem in the first leg. They went, they worked on it in training. They put a video out, much to a lot of your ridicules. Some of you guys probably saw that video and ridiculed it, and it worked. We saw it work. One of our biggest criticisms of the previous manager was the fact that we'd make the same mistakes and not address it. And don't get me wrong, I think Emre has fallen into that trap a little bit as well. But I'm also going to give him credit when he has sought to rectify a problem and it's actually worked. So for me, for that reason, I give Granit Xhaka a 7.5. But he's not my man of the match, but I'll give him a 7.5. Got 2 assists. Thought was decent overall, 7.5. Let's go with Mkhitaryan. I thought was easily our worst player on the pitch. The only notable thing that I saw him do was there was one opportunity that he tried to create. I can't even remember if he managed to create it for Aubameyang, and it didn't come off. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, as much as you want to bitch about Mesut Ozil's wage packet, this guy's on 200k. It ain't much better. Yeah, I'd give Mkhitaryan a 5 out of 10. I thought it was poor. I really did. I thought it was easily our worst player today. Mesut Ozil. Well, as I said yesterday in my review of Ola, I thought he was okay. I didn't think he was amazing. I really didn't. I didn't think there was anything about him where I thought to myself, yeah, he's killing it. I thought the ball running was pretty good. I'll give him that. The one thing I will say, and this is not often I give Mesut Ozil mitigating circumstances, and this is a point that Ola made, and I do agree. To be fair to Mesut Ozil, he played the whole 90 minutes cold. So it's not like he's been playing back-to-back games. You know, he just came in and was expected to immediately perform. One could argue he should. But I think that's harsh even for Messi, never mind Mesut Ozil. I thought there were 2 opportunities. One in particular he should have done better, particularly in the second half. The first half shot, I won't shut him too much. It went over the bar. Hard technique. I won't shut on him too much. The second one, he absolutely should have done better on. All in all, I've seen people say, "Oh well, it's because of Mesut Ozil we won." If that's what you need to sleep at night, sure. I don't necessarily think that. I do think things were. Where I will give Mesut Ozil credit is things were definitely more fluid with him in the team. And I think that bamboozled BATE a lot. And you can see why Mesut Ozil is the type of player who should be playing home games. Because at home games where you are expected to have the ball and it's difficult to break down the opposition, Mesut Ozil, for his fluidity and his off-the-ball running, is your guy. I actually believe, more than his so-called passing, that's the strongest part of his game. Is off the ball running. You know, so whenever people want to put up yards and stats and stuff, I agree to a certain extent, but only because I do like his off the ball running. No one will ever tell me that I've said that Mesut Ozil doesn't run. My issue is, does he always run with purpose? Is there a purpose to that running? But yesterday, I'll give him credit. The purpose of his running was clearly off the ball to try and bamboozle and unlock that defence. One could say it worked. What I did like was his link-up play with Iwobi. I thought between them they were clearly worrying that BATE defence. Initially yesterday I was thinking about a 6, but when I break it down like that, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. I thought it was an okay to good performance. I didn't think it was the way people are making it out to be, though. It was alright. It was okay. You know what? I'm going to go 6.5. It was an okay performance. It was. Alex Iwobi, I thought, was easily our most dangerous player. Yes, the end product needs to get better, but every time he got on the ball, something looked like it was going to happen. And yeah, for me, this kid has it. The sooner he leaves Arsenal, the sooner he realises it and becomes a better player for Nigeria. Because I don't think he'll be allowed to succeed here. But in terms of this particular game, I'll give him a 7.5 out of 10. Pierre Emerick I thought was pretty poor, to be honest. There was a couple of chances, one in particular where he kind of dinked it over the keeper and it went past the post. I just think to myself, bruh, you're a £60 million striker. You've got to be burying those. You've got to be burying those. I still think he's one of the Europe's best, but that, for me, this is where the difference becomes in he's one of the Europe's most lethal strikers to a world-class striker. I think he's just short of that. But yeah, no doubt, hopefully on another day he does better. And I give Pierre Emerick Aubameyang, I give him a 6 out of 10. I'll give him a 6.5 because his influence made the first goal, which was an own goal, but I'll give him a 6.5. I want to see better. In terms of the subs, let's talk about Socrates. He came on, got himself a goal, well-taken goal from a corner. And yeah, we just looked so much better with him in the team. And I'm so glad he's up to pace because we're going to need him through the next few games that we got. Namely on Sunday against strikers we always struggle against. So let's see what happens. But for this game, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. For Socrates and Suarez, I'm going to give them both 5s. It went on for long enough, but they both did their thing. You may have noticed I've not mentioned a man in the match. I've given a couple of players a 7.5. That's because for me, my man in the match is Emre. I know you guys are going to hate that, but I don't give a fuck. To me, I thought he recognised, in spite of all the criticism he's received from a lot of people on Twitter, I knew Twitter was going to come and bite him back on the arse. He clearly saw something from last week, worked on it in training, posted that video, still got abused for that video, picked a balanced side today. Wasn't my side. My side was also balanced, but it wasn't that. But he at least picked the correct shape. He picked Lichtsteiner, and Lichtsteiner actually rewarded him with a good performance. Picked Mesut Ozil. And whilst I don't really care for that in terms of his overall mark, it doesn't really matter to me if he did or didn't. He picked him, he backed him, gave him the captaincy once Kashani came off, and he gave a decent performance. So for that reason, I give Emre an 8 out of 10, and he's my man in the match. And on to the next one, and the next one being Southampton. It's going to be difficult, but let's see what we can do. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, crush, destroy, drop kick the shit out of that like button. I appreciate it when you guys do that. I'm going to be back most likely Saturday to do my Southampton preview. I'm going to see if we can get someone on for that. Let's see what I can do. Leave that with me. And then, yeah, let's see what we can do. Thank you to everybody who was awesome enough to watch my last two, my preview for this game and my review. Sorry, not my review, my kind of my state of the play video with Lee and Ola, where we got great views, 6,000 plus views. I know why. I know it's because we mentioned a certain person. I'm not naive. But nevertheless, I think people watched past that and really enjoyed the content. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, crush, destroy, drop kick the shit out of that like button. Also, give me a little subscribe. In the last week or so, we picked up well over 100 subs. So thank you so much for doing that. Continue backing it. This channel, let's keep this thing moving. My target is to reach 4,000 before the end of the season. I'm on target. I'm hoping to get there now. So let's see if we can get there. And the way you do that is by hitting that subscribe button, and I promise you will not regret it. That's pretty much it from me. I'm out. I'll be back for the preview. Take care.